think we've covered just about everything. So are we all set for Gordon Survivor?
Everything's in place and we've got the highest quality hobs the budget can afford.
Excellent. Today has to run like clockwork and exactly as organised. We're striving for the highest quality live television here. Round the clock advertisers are put in front of millions of people. 500,000 people are expected to tune in, and at least 70% of those are in our target demographic. The statistics do not lie. So, if we retain about half of the viewership immediately at 225, we can achieve 25% growth by 4K per week over the next 4-month period in order to achieve 23% growth on Q3 over the last year. We have to harness this new opportunity to attract new, higher value advertisers for the Q4 period. I'm thinking department store Christmas campaigns.
I agree wholeheartedly. Let's get this programme back on track.
You know, we could...
No, John?
I have to say, I'm very excited that we've got someone like Gordon Ramsay. We can, I can get some good questions. We can deliberate, and I'm sure that...
Absolutely not. The writers and myself have studied the latest, most popular interview techniques online, in magazines and on TV. We have put together the most important interview techniques of to date and ones that will keep the viewers and young people gripped.
Inspired.
I'm not sure that he'll appreciate such personal questions, if I'm honest.
Well, John, the youth of today want to know what the A-lister secrets are.
Yes, but I don't think Gordon Ramsay knows a lot about plastic surgery and red carpet nights.
Well, that's your job to get out of him in the interview. Ask him the questions, John, give him the best interview he's ever had.
Genius. Just genius.
I thought the aim of the interview was to, I don't know, he could express some cooking techniques. We can chat about his show, his new show, a bit of banter.
John, the young people of today aren't interested in cooking techniques.
Well, with all due respect, Claire, what's the point of having Chef Gordon Ramsay come in to not talk about Chef Gordon Ramsay type stuff?
We've lost Ramsay. He's unwell, he can't make the show. He's promised to reschedule. He was really apologetic.
Is he okay?
He's got food poisoning. He was filming his series, Seriously Bad Restaurants. But what's worse is we tried to get Jamie Oliver, but he was filming a segment with them, and he's got food poisoning too.
But we had planned to have him here for the entire show. It was going to be a juicy celeb fest.
Might be a blessing.
We only have 4 hours to come up with gap fillers for the show.
The weatherman can't make it either.
What's wrong with Matthew?
Is he feeling under the weather?
This isn't even remotely funny. We need to find someone.
What about one of the runners?
I don't know. Matthew's got 2 degrees. He's got one in environmental science and the other one in meteorology.
Oh, nonsense. I'm sure one of them can do it. Oh, well, that's settled then.
Right, we have to find content for the show. What do we know young people like? Look, we can still expect high viewership based on the Gordon Ramsay appearance. Come on, anyone?
The millennium generation is unlike any of its predecessors. They're interested in science and in environmental issues.
Don't be ridiculous, John. Young people do not want science and issues. They want Facebook and Tumblr. They like cats and gangsters, okay?
Claire, where do you get this information from?
Analytics, dwell time, psychographics. Oh, John, data is the new soil in which our ideas will grow.
Really interesting.
Beth, write that down.
Claire, I'm not sure that we've got enough for a morning show. Why don't we get something else in? Why don't we get an expert in? A doctor?
Why do we need a doctor?
Well, we can continue that segment that we did the other week about mental health issues in the youth.
John, Claire's already told you, young people aren't interested in issues.
No, Nigel. Okay, let's give it a go. Beth, find a doctor. Look, we have exactly 3.56 hours to get the content for the show together. I want everyone in full core competency. Move it.
You know, I forgot...
No, not now, Michael.
Okay, let's go for it first.
John, take your time, okay? We're going to be running the auto cue about 10% slower so you can hit your run time. Timing and flow's up to yourself though. Camera 2, focus up. You've had enough time.
I've noted down all the specific sections in order just in case we get lost somewhere.
Leave it out, Beth. John's a professional. Tell you what, make yourself useful and go and get me a cuppa. John, mic check.
Hello?
John, can you hear me? We're about to go live.
Hello? Michael? Michael? I can't hear a thing. It's crackling.
Okay, we go live in 10, 9, 8. Oh, wait, I think my watch is slow.
John, if you can hear me, will you nod? We're about to go live.
All right, John, we don't have time to sort your earpiece out, okay? You're going to have to follow my lead. We're going to go on live in 5, 4...
Good morning and welcome to the Full English. We have a great show lined up today, but first, as our regular viewers will know, we have been looking at the rise of mental health issues amongst young people in the UK. This morning, we'll be tackling the issue of body image and exploring the effect that it can have on mental health.
Wow, he is a professional.
Yes, Beth, that's what I said before. Nigel, camera 1. His positioning's messy. I don't like it. Get him to change.
Oh, okay, camera 1, can I ask you to tighten up the shot, please, and move to... sorry, Claire, what do you want to remove?
And with me to explore the subject further is psychologist Dr. Keith Lamble, a specialist in the field of body image. Dr. Lamble, just how important is feeling comfortable with your self-image in the mental health of young people today?
Well, what I found the key issue, Oxford Freezer, is, and that tends to have a great impact on the confidence of the person in question.
I see.
She's what I often find with young people who experience these kind of body image issues.
Well, it's quite interesting that you say that.
This is ridiculous. Who was supposed to vet this idiot?
I don't think it was me. Was that you, Beth?
I thought he sounded better on the phone.
So what you're saying is that you feel that young people often compare themselves to unobtainable figures that they find on social media and magazines.
I don't think that's what I said.
Has anyone got the script notes?
Here you are, Claire.
Thanks.
Anytime.
Well, you said you should go round to go to Chuck E. Cheese. To go to Chuck E. Cheese.
Could you clarify that a bit further?
Michael, get word to John. We're cutting this short and going straight to the weather. Nigel, please tell me you got someone to fill in.
Yeah, we got Rob, the runner. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Lamble, for joining me in the discussion. I have very much enjoyed your input and expertise on this subject, and it has proved invaluable to us.
It is my absolute pleasure. And may I say that I hope this conversation that we have had today will open up the debate on body issues when it comes to the subject of young people.
And now we join Robert Anderson for his debut on The Full English for today's weather. Michael, I told you to sort this out. It's all fucked up.
So what's it like being the big guy with the boom? Obviously you're a woman and you're pretty small, but is it good? Cool. It's my first time. A weatherman, that is. I haven't seen you around, actually. You new here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's your name? We could probably. Good morning. I hope everyone's day is cool beans. Let's have a look at today's weather. Well, as you can see from this large blue bit, there is going to be some precipitation or maybe a large snowstorm, but this is June, so I don't think that's very likely. I think this is happening over Cardiff. But this bottom bit, as you can see, it's quite yellow, and yellow indicates sun. So anybody that's down here should really feel bad for the people in Cardiff.
I don't think this is going very well.
Nonsense, Beth. It all seems tip-top to me.
She's right, Nigel. Look, there's nothing we can do. Can you just keep encouraging him?
Way to go, Rob. Fantastic stuff.
Later in the week, we see Ireland have some just extreme weather, which is completely unreadable. But that's typical Ireland, eh?
Rob, you need to read the temperature. Read the barometer, Rob.
There is going to be some barometric pressure near to Shoreditch. Wait, I don't think that was right.
Nigel, this was an absolutely terrible idea. Beth, cut him off.
Okay, boss.
Yep.
Well, that's all for today's weather. That's all there is. So back to you in the studio, John. Is that all right?
Hey, I've just got off the phone with Gordon Ramsay's agent. He's recommended another chef. We've got a VT.
Brilliant. Right, well, what are we waiting for? Beth, run the VT.
Michael, we've got a chef. Can you get a message to John? I repeat, the eagle has left the nest.
Michael, tell John we've got a VT. We'll be running in 5.
Welcome back to The Full English. I'm excited to introduce our special guest this morning as part of our ongoing series. We welcome Chef Nathaniel Beals.
Good morning, Full English, and welcome to my new segment, 15-Minute Meals. Each day, I'm going to teach you a new recipe that takes only 20 minutes to cook. Student friendly, you'll love it. We're starting today with my take on an Italian classic, shepherd's pie.
So far, so good.
Can someone get me a fact check on Italian shepherd's pie?
Can you get on that, Beth?
So, let's get started. We have mushy peas, we have salmon, tomatoes, we have a whole pound of instant mash. Okay, now I know what you're thinking, who puts mushy peas in a shepherd's pie, but it is the perfect complement. Like putting a mountain of sugar on your Weetabix.
What the hell is he doing? These ingredients, nothing to do with a shepherd's pie.
Well, he did say it was an Italian one.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're getting a lot of complaints from viewers asking why there's an inexperienced chef giving tips.
Who's responsible for this?
Well, don't look at me. I don't know anything about cooking.
Clearly. Cut back to John.
Wait, look, the way I see it is we can just let this play out. I mean, so far he hasn't done anything too extreme.
So as you're putting your ingredients together, what I would recommend is making sure that you mix as you go. The last thing you want is a bowl full of ingredients trying to mix. That's how you end up with a mess. So as we add the salmon, keep giving it a little bit of a beat around. Throw our peas in there. You don't want to forget about the peas. You can go in as early as you like and just give it a good old mash up. Maybe a little more salmon and the other tomatoes. And of course our mash. Maybe not mash today. No, but we'll need mash. We need mash. Shepherd's pie, gotta have mash.
chef's tip for you. Letting you into my own world now. This is something I do at home. When you're making your food and you want a little extra zest, throw in an egg or two. Don't worry too much about the shell. People complain about shells, but it's not as bad for you as you're made to believe.
One viewer sent in this message, quote, "Is this some kind of joke?" And another one sent in, "Looking forward to cooking along, but this is just silly."
Maybe it is time to pull the plug.
Okay, so before we get it in the oven, what we're going to want to do is sprinkle a little cheese on here. So you just grate up your cheese. You want to make sure you've got the highest quality cheese you can. Now I find cheese slices often work a little better. They're not easy to grate, but they taste delicious. You won't get cheese quite like it. Not outside of Italy anyway. Now you just want to be careful with your fingers as you're doing this, because you don't want any nasty accidents and you don't want your blood in there. It might ruin the whole meal. And then it will be ready to go in the oven. Fuck! Bugger me!
Cut!
We do apologise to any viewers who were offended by what they just saw, and we hope that no one is too upset by the language. We would urge anyone deeply shocked or annoyed by what they saw to contact complaints@thefullenglish.com. We'll quickly move on to today's top stories. Links have been drawn between the consumption of avocados and several cancers. Some scientists claim that avocados are possibly a greater contributor to teenage cancer than smoking. The rising trend of avocado consumption has long been an issue in Mexico, with the rising value of the product leading to cartels seizing farmers' lands. Is it time to rename them the demon vegetable? Protesters have swamped the French embassy in the UK, hoping to discourage the proposed bill to cull the feral cats of Paris. This has been met with outcry, despite animal rights organisation PETA supporting the cull, claiming that irresponsible pet ownership is the cause of this man-made problem. On a broader scale, youths have taken to Tumblr, Reddit and Twitter with the post response #TooCuteToLive. We will follow this as it develops as the young protesters descend on the French embassy in London. The President's UK visit has been the cause of much controversy. Despite being called for an urgent discussion on UK and American manufacturing agreements, he was found to have stopped over in Scotland to play a full 18-hole game. To share your opinion on the stories of today, call our regular line on screen now, or tweet @FullEnglishTV. We're going to take a short break now. We'll see you in a bit. happened there?
You idiot girl, we're going to be sued. God, that was some of the stupidest cooking I've ever seen in my life. And you can't swear in the middle of a morning television show. The viewers, who were already outraged by the stupid cooking stunt, tuned in just in time for their children to hear that madman shout "fuck" in the middle of 8:15 in the morning. How was he not vetted? Well?
No, I don't know. I didn't mean to.
You are so incompetent that I checked for you. He is an adult comedian that specialises in silly cooking and swearing. You are just useless.
Claire's right, Beth. It was a totally idiot move. We barely even need you.
No, girl. Beth isn't useless. There, Beth. Stop crying. Who was supposed to check the VT? Someone should have done it.
Hello and welcome back to the Full English. We're about to be joined by Charlotte in Newton Aycliffe to hear her thoughts on today's top stories. Good morning, Charlotte.
Hi, John. Sorry to ring up like this. That was bang out of order, all the swearing and that earlier. My sister's only 6 and she heard it too.
Call handler shouldn't have let that through. Shut it off. Get through to John now. Beth, no more phone calls until the swearing mess is over.
Okay, I'll pass that on now. Michael, the phone lines are going to be cut. Get a message to John.
Nigel, you'd better start working on our apology email to the network. I don't think they're going to let us live this down anytime soon.
We need to get a message to John. The phone lines are going to be cut.
Beth, I'm trying, but I can't get through to him. You need to buy us more time.
Michael, it's vital. Just think of something, please.
Well, thank you for calling in, Nate. And again, we are sorry for the incident earlier this morning. And we're sorry that you're not a regular viewer like your kids are. But we can assure you that we are not known for that kind of language.
I thought I told you to shut that off. Beth, get a message to John or cut the phones.
I am happy to explain to your daughter that that kind of language in the earlier segment is not suitable.
This is absurd. Beth, if you can't reach John, cut the phone lines immediately.
Don't think that's going to...
Do it.
Hello, John. My name is Katie. I watch your show every day before I go to school. My dad said what you did on your show was wrong. I know I'm not supposed...
We are fucked.